Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, I think I have one of the funnest challenges that I've ever done on this channel. So shout out to Wade from the Bourbon Hall. He challenged me to the 7 deadly sins of bourbon, but he was challenged by the original creators of this challenge, Debbie and Brian over at the Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast. So shout out to you guys, because to me, this is such an interesting take on bottles of bourbon. And I would have never thought of anything like this. You have to look at the 7 deadly sins, and we'll get into those in a second, and then pick a bottle from each of those 7 deadly sins and line them up in your list. And there are so many of them. Like I said, 7, I know, but and there are other bottles that I want to bring in. So you guys may see me look off to my right because I'm trying to look at my notes at the same time. So the first bottle up is going to be Pride. And my first bottle, when it comes to Pride, this is the bottle that you want to show off. You want to show all your buddies. You're proud to have it on the bar. You want to give it to them when they come over. Sometimes it stops it from lasting long, and that was my problem with this bottle right here. This is the Parker's Heritage Double Barrel Blend. This is the Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, coming in at 132.2. Now, this was a blend of 67% of a 13-year and 33% of a 15-year. The reason why this is my pride when it comes to the 7 deadly sins is because I thought that I would never get a Parker's Heritage. Now I have 2, but the other one is the Orange Curacao. You guys know how that one gets treated in the bourbon world. But I just happened to walk into the store. He had it behind another bottle, and I picked it up for like 20 over retail. But I am like so proud of this bottle. I love this bottle. It was actually my number 3, I think, of 2022. But this bottle is just phenomenal, man. And to be able to get my hands on a Parker's Heritage and just have it fall in my lap, because I don't even think the guy knew what he had. When he told me the price and it was like 20 over retail, I was like, yeah, I'll take it. All right, number 2 is going to be Greed. All right, so this one is got to be, and if you are a fan of the channel, you can look over my shoulder and see a bottle that's missing. This is Old Carter. I paid $250 for this bottle, but this is what got me started on my Old Carter journey. I have not picked up another bottle since, because that is a very expensive bottle. But that was the purpose behind Greed. It was like, what bottle have you spent the most for? This is an excellent, flavorful bottle. Matter of fact, it was my number 1 of 2023. All right, next bottle up on the list is going to be Lust. They threw this bottle in because they were like, what is your prettiest bottle? What is the bottle that like you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I just love to have this bottle. Now, Brian and Debbie, they did have an Old Fitz. And I think Wade had an Old Fitz in the same category too. But I chose to go a different route. I don't have an Old Fitz. I do think it's a pretty bottle, but this is a bottle that I'm always going after. So when I think of Lust, this is a bottle that I'm always going after. This is the JDSB BP Rye. Yes, I do think that the bottle is pretty. It's a nice square squatty bottle. They did a heck of a job on designing this bottle. They kind of took the regular Jack bottle, squished it, flattened it, and this is what you came out with. But this thing right here, it's just one amazing product. All right, next on the list is going to be Gluttony. And this was put on the list because it was like, well, how many of these bottles do you have? Like, you must have just a ton of them on your bar or in your storage. So you guys know how I feel about ECBP and ECBP picks. This is my oldest ECBP. This is the Elijah Craig B519, coming in at 61.6 proof. This is an Elijah Craig Private Barrel Ladies Liquors pick, coming in at 131.8 proof. This thing right here is just, it is just incredible. For a pick, that thing is incredible. This right here is one excellent pour too. Now, the reason why I have so many is because I chase each and every one, and I pick up as many picks as I can. So I'm not saying that I have all 3 going all the way back to B19, but I have some from, I had the one from 19, I think I have one from 20, and then 21, 22, and 23. I have all 3 of those, not including the picks that I've picked up along the way. So you can see how you can kind of like start, those bottles can start multiplying. All right, let's get into Wrath. Now, Wrath was the bottle that you just hate. Like, you will never buy that bottle again. Oh my gosh, I think I've had this bottle since early 21. This is the Buck 8, man. I bought this bottle because I was looking for something that was 8 years old, had some age on it, and it was a decent proof. So I was like, 90 proof, 8 years old, let me pick it up, give it a try. It's not gonna break the bank. I think at the time I bought it, it was like 35 bucks. Hated it. Grass, grass, grass. I mean, grass on top of grass. So shout out to Marco, because I'm going to be attending his bourbon meetup, and I will be bringing this bottle because I like to bring bottles sometimes that I get notes out of, and I like to see if I'm just crazy and see if people get those too. All right, next bottle up is going to be Sloth. Now, the reason why they call this one Sloth is because you're kind of slow to get this bottle. You see it all the time. You might like this bottle, but you're like, you know what? I don't necessarily have to have it. So, I'll just pick it up the next time. And then you go into the store the next time, and then you're like, oh, I'll pick it up the next time. I've got 3 bottles, all by the same manufacturer, but they're 3 bottles. I do like these bottles. One of them, I'm not saying I'm falling out of love with, but I'm just starting to find some more imperfections in it. But, anything knob 9, knob 12, and knob single barrel. And the reason why is because, I do like my knob. I love the Knob Creeks. I love Knob Creek 12. It's something about them, knowing that they're there, and just knowing I can pick them up anytime I want to. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I'll pick it up. I'll get it the next time. And then the Knob Creek 12 used to be $54.99, 55 bucks at a store that I go to. I think they just recently raised the price to $59.99. The Knob Creek Single Barrel, as much as I like the Knob Creek, I mean, I love the Knob Creek Single Barrel, and I've got a review coming out on one of the squattier bottles like this right here with the rounded shoulders, coming out soon for the shelf life video. I love those bottles, but it's kind of like, I've had them, and it's like, whenever I'm about to spend 60 bucks or under, I'm looking for something new. So I do pick the Knob 9s up when they are in the old bottle like this, because I just kind of want to pick up some dusties. Anyway, let's get back. That's the reason why. Not that they're bad bottles. Like I said, the Knob Creek 9, I'm starting to feel like, well, we'll save that for another video because I plan on shooting that tonight too. But that's the reason why these are kind of my Sloth bottles. Now, the very last bottle on this list is an Envy bottle. And the reason why it's an Envy bottle is because maybe one of your buddies has it, you do not have it, but you would love to get your hands on it. So shout out to Brad, man. That Old Carter 14 is just something special. It is so ridiculous. It's truly one of the best bourbons that I've had this year, and it is definitely going on my list at the end of the year. Whether it will be number 1, we shall see, but that is one bourbon or bottle that I am envy of that I do not have. So, since I was challenged, I would love to challenge some other channels. I've already challenged my family at the Whiskey 6. You guys know we go live once a month. So we go live pretty much every Wednesday, once a month, and we put those out to to promote it. So you guys check in on us. But I am going to challenge some other channels, and I'm probably going to have to look at my notes here, but we're going to go Nathan from the Everyday Drinker, because he's possibly a guest. We are in talks. I need to reach out to Nathan, and we might have him on the next Whiskey 6. If not, maybe after that. I'm also going to reach out and challenge Terrence from Whisk Eats. He's putting out some good content, so go check him out. Laura and Troy, of course, from Baker Drinks. I know I've challenged you guys before, but I am about to shoot an episode because you guys were my inspiration for a challenge. They did a video. It was the 6 whiskeys that everyone loves that I hate. And I thought that was one heck of a topic, so I definitely got to hop on that train. Let's see, who else do we have? So Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, I know he's been doing a lot of lives, putting out a lot of shorts, hasn't been doing a lot of content. I would love to see Bat's list on the 7 deadly sins of the bourbon world. All right, next up, Sean from Echoes of Eternity. Sean, I got to shout you out. I love the content that he puts out. Let me use one of Sean's words. He is an amazing guy, puts out some amazing content. And last but not least, Robert From Cutlass High Proof, used to go by the name Cutlass 1911. Robert, I am challenging you too. And with that being said, let the whiskey flow. Never run out unless you head it to a drop. Till next time.